Bernie Sanders was on MSNBC, in particular Andrea Mitchell reports, and this interview between Andrea Mitchell and Bernie Sanders was absolutely laughable. Check it out.
The margin of error, you're just about tied with Hillary Clinton. To what do you attribute this narrowing of the gap? Is this related to the email controversy and the trust factor?
I don't think so, Andrea. And this is not just Iowa. This is New Hampshire. This is all across the country. And I think what's going on is that people understand that there's something fundamentally wrong in this country when ordinary people are working longer hours for low wages, and almost all of the new income and new wealth being generated is going to the top 1%, where people cannot afford today to send their kids to college, where they're seeing their jobs and their factories disappear, going to China and other low-wage countries, where they're seeing a political campaign finance system dominated by billionaires who are buying elections. That is not what the American people believe that democracy is supposed to be about, where we are not addressing the global crisis of climate change, which the Pope and other people tell us is one of the great international issues that we've got to address. So there's a lot that's going on, and I think the American people want a government that represents all of us and not just Wall Street and a handful of very wealthy people.
Now, you have resisted attacking Hillary Clinton. Are you braced for the onslaught that could come your way from her?
Yes, we are. Well, I don't know where it's going to come from. But, Andrew, when you take on the entire establishment, you take on Wall Street, when you take on the pharmaceutical industry, and by the way, we are going to be introducing legislation when I get back to Congress, which ends this outrage of the drug companies raising prices at a level that people with cancer cannot afford them while they're making huge profits. This is an issue that I know will be attacked by the drug companies. We're going to be attacked by corporate America. When you take on the establishment, you anticipate those attacks. We're waiting for them. We know they'll happen.
While you haven't criticized Hillary Clinton because of the email controversy, would you, as president, permit a cabinet secretary, someone in the national security cabinet, to use a private email system?
I think that's an issue that we've got to take a hard look at it. And I think what's going on now is I think Secretary Clinton now realizes it's not a good practice. Well,
do you think that she jeopardized national security?
Well, there is a process that is going on now. We will learn more about it. But this campaign that I am running, let me reiterate, is not against Hillary Clinton or anybody else. It is for an American people who are sick and tired of seeing the middle class disappear and huge numbers of people living in poverty. And as a candidate, what I am going to do, Andrea, is focus on the real issues facing the American people, why we are the only major country on earth not providing family and medical leave, the only major country not guaranteeing health care to all people, the need to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour over the next several years.
In a Quinnipiac poll last week, Senator, the first word that came to mind in a word cloud, the first word that came to mind to describe Hillary Clinton from voters was liar. What is the first word that comes to mind when you think of Hillary Clinton?
I have known Hillary Clinton for 25 years, and I know her to be a very hardworking, intelligent person, somebody I work with in the Senate. So I am sorry. I am not going to get into the media game, Andrea, of attacking, making personal attacks against Hillary Clinton. I'm not going to do that.
Wow. Every single question she asked him was about Hillary Clinton. But get this, she was interviewing Bernie Sanders, who is now the main political rival of Hillary Clinton in these Democratic Party primaries. She acted like she was interviewing a Hillary Clinton campaign aide or somebody endorsing Hillary Clinton. No. This is Bernie Sanders you're talking to. He is garnering the second most amount of support in these primaries. He is surging. So why are you only asking him about Hillary Clinton? First question, Are you gaining so much support because of Hillary Clinton's email scandal? Second question, are you ready for political attacks that could come from Hillary Clinton? Third question, if you were president, would you let one of your cabinet members use a private email server? Hint, hint, like Hillary Clinton. Fourth question, do you think Hillary Clinton jeopardized national security with her private email server? Fifth question, what's the first word that comes to your mind when you think of Hillary Clinton? And the answer to each of these ridiculous and pointless questions was Bernie Sanders addressing the issues like a boss. We are focusing on the issues, he says. That healthcare is not a privilege, but a right. That our kids cannot afford to go to college at this point. We've got to change that. That we have over 10 million working poor in this country. And on and on and on. Issue after issue after issue. I'm not going to wage personal attacks against other candidates. That's simple. And that's what politics is supposed to be about. Not political attacks. Not a basketball game. Hillary sinks the three. Trump slams it down. No. It's about Hillary Clinton not giving a clear stance on a wide range of issues and having a history of corruption and roots to the establishment. It's about Trump being crazy and acting like a lunatic, but yet crushing the Republican field. It's about Bernie Sanders focusing on the issues on which the American people agree with him. It's about the issues. Asking a legitimate presidential candidate constantly about another presidential candidate does not tell us how he will get millions of the Americans who are in poverty right now out of poverty, how he will educate the youth of our country, how he will allow people to get basic care without going bankrupt. Those kinds of questions do not tell us what he will do for our country. Therefore, in short, you, Andrea Mitchell, you, MSNBC, you are not doing your job as a journalist and as a reporter. But the media, man, they never cease to amaze me. Bernie is 7 points behind Hillary in Iowa. He's overtaken her in New Hampshire. He's had a historic rise in the polls nationwide. This guy is the real freaking deal, and he is making a surge in these primaries that is unprecedented. And what do these establishment tools do? They sit there and they try to black him out of the media. Anytime they're forced to cover him, they cloud him with questions about Hillary Clinton. Those further to the right, they laugh at him. But if Bernie makes it to the White House, and it's looking more and more like the White House is certainly within his reach at this point, I would love to see the reaction of the MSNBCs and the Fox Newses of the world. The same idiots that dismissed him and laughed at him and tried to black him out. Oh, the look on their faces, it would be priceless. Bernie is making a historic surge in these polls, even with this unfair coverage from the media. Imagine if he wins Iowa and New Hampshire, and it's starting to shape up that way. Imagine when he destroys Hillary Clinton in the debates, and he continues to draw tens of thousands of people to his events. The media will be forced to cover him, and once that exposure comes his way, Bernie will soak it in and use it to broadcast his message nationwide. And with that coverage will come in countless new Bernie supporters. And the White House will become an even more feasible possibility for Bernie Sanders. So you know what? Screw the media. Screw you. Because it's ridiculous incidents like these that gives you low ratings and is sending your viewers online to outlets that actually report the news and focus on the issues. Great job, Bernie, for always sticking to the issues and not participating in sports event politics. You actually give a crap about us. And that's why you are so popular. And you're making this historic surge in the polls, Bernie. So screw the media, because when you are passing single-payer health care, tuition-free college, and when you're breaking up the big banks, sitting in that comfy chair in the Oval Office, those establishment pricks will be sitting there stone-faced, surprised, shocked that the party is finally over.